You're listening to Nappet, Nestor and Pilgrim in the Tumult, an altered TCG podcast. Pilgrim! Pilgrim! Thanks, buddy. I wouldn't say that your stomach is a comfortable place for me to weather this tumult, but it beats getting turned into a flaming stack of feet or a gingerbread sneeze. This wave shouldn't be too long, right? What the? Is that a baguette? Oneroy, look. The tumult has turned the wood of this forest into bread. Look at what your realm is doing to ours. You thought-pattern king gods of the Empyrean, why won't you help? Can you not hear my thoughts? They are supposedly your world's fundament, just as these waves of aether that change bark to crust and which nearly kill me multiple times a day are the fundament of yours. What is it like there, in the Empyrean on the other side of the veil? Why do you commune with Asgarthans and not with me or my people? We all need your help if we're going to fix this. Why am I speaking out loud, Pilgrim? No, I didn't think you would know. Maybe I am fed up thinking my pleas. Maybe a part of me thinks that if their world is venting hell into ours, maybe ours is venting hell into theirs too, and maybe, just maybe, my voice will get sucked through. Maybe there's something about where I am that is somehow more problematic for them. I don't quite understand how to think about place when it comes to humanity's collective unconscious, the Empyrean. I don't know. It could be true that my voice gets their attention even though my thoughts haven't. I certainly pay a lot more attention to the chaotic mess the tumult pushes around than the mundane rocks beneath my feet. Look, Pilgrim, I'm going to try talking to them. Maybe my voice will get sucked through the tear. I doubt it'll work, but it'll pass the time. Watch for the next wave, will you? Oneroy, you prototypical archetypes on which the eidolon we summon come from, you Tucson-blind, lazy, and unforgiving children of our minds, listen. We need your help. For hundreds and hundreds of years, the tumult has ravaged the earth. This persistent magical storm changes what it passes over. It is chaos. It is deadly. It is creative. It is everywhere, or almost. It is also my purpose. And I think the tumult is of us somehow. Humanity. To survive and eventually thrive as we have, humanity has learned to change things too, through magic we call alteration, and with it we are taking back our autonomy. Look, I'll turn this grass into green butter for these chunks of bread. I'm hungry anyway. We can do more than butter bread, though. You know we can summon eidolon, thought forms of our own making that do some taking from the more collectively complete ideas which are you, the Oneroy, the archetypes, the paradigm thoughts. To which Oneroy am I calling out to? Do I seek Charles Baudelaire? Or is it Coyote? Or to the concept of architecture? If I had to pick one to direct my plea, it would be Janus, the god of beginnings and endings, of boundaries, passageways, and portals. But I am not picky. I will take anyone listening. Plus, if all this is any indicator, Janus is dead. That is not something I think we can do with alteration, bring the Oneroy Janus back, if the two-faced god is dead. There are so many styles of alteration, but I am not aware of one that has direct influence on the Empyrean. Maybe I am overlooking something. You may already know this. You may already know all of this, but I would have you know that we humans have gotten more powerful recently. 3 decades ago, and within the safe borders of the country Asgartha, Asgarthans created their first exalt, which is a new type of being, or a new way of being. 2 parts are made into one emergent whole. A human alterer's soul is knit with something that has adapted to the constant mutations imposed by the tumult. A thing we call a chimera, which can soak up the tumult-fueling substance, mana, like a dry and massive and drought-thirsty aquifer. Exalts can use that mana like no human could before. Through great bursts of control, they can stabilize things out here. Exalts are a new era of alteration, and through them, I believe, we will quiet this storm. I am one now, an exalt. My name is Nestor, and I met my chimera pilgrim during a tumult-induced rebirth similar, I imagine, to the Lyra initiation rite of emergence, where the initiate intentionally enters a tumult singularity with the understanding they will be changed, with the desire to be changed. Intentionally. The Lyra initiates choose this and risk a drastic and utter change. Like what happened to me. That Asgarthan faction of nomadic artists want this. Why? I was in the tidal desert outside of the City of Two Suns, a tumult oasis much smaller than Asgartha, seeking a place to tuck an idea into. I went too far out, and went at the wrong time, and was foolish in trying to make a name for myself. But oh, was this singularity meant for me. A great statue of a man sat cross-legged in the shifting sand. Sand was pouring from his mouth into the rising and falling yellow-grain wave swells around him. By the time I reached it in my skiff, the sands had buried it to its waist. It was enormous, and I had to climb its rammed earth arm and its ear to reach the top of a head that had been removed from the brow up and replaced by empty space, and with an ancient and gnarled olive tree, with the trunk hollow opening east in the same direction the statue faced. The hollow was just the kind of place I was looking to tuck an idea into, and my eagerness deafened me to the screaming voice inside myself I now remember was trying to channel fear into the motive parts of me. The soil beneath me that fed the tree was moist and nutrient-dark. The shade of the hollow was somehow cloth-like, and I could see at the center of the space inside was a plinth, or a podium, or a lectern. The hollow was large enough for me to step into. Among the significant changes I am still learning to accept, the tumult left me with a rebirth mark in the shape of a diamond that has connected my dreams to a faction of Asgarthans known as the Ordis, through a linked network of minds they call the Gestalt. That is how I know of them. Of the Asgarthans, of the Ordis and the Lyra and the 4 other factions. I've never met an Asgarthan, or truly seen one. The tumult is nigh impossible to cross, and I'm lucky to have made it as far as I have. We can't communicate, and they don't even know we exist. Dreaming the Gestalt is how I know of them, and of the Kraken, and the Rampart, and the Rediscovery Endeavor, and so much more. The Asgarthans are an amazing people. Driven, cooperative, creative, clever, and there are so many of them. I think some people back home believed me when I told them about a huge oasis with 2.5 million people, even if most thought I was some crackpot prophet wannabe. I wish I could let them know I am alive. Oh, Roy, do you know how lonely it is out here? It's no wonder I burn so much mana summoning Yang Yun Song's Eidolon just to debate with. Pilgrim is good company, of course, but that's like saying I am good company to myself. I am, and I have to be. But it's not the same as a mind I do not share. And that's where even Eidolon fall short, isn't it? They are conscious thought forms we summon, but they are still of us. They are what we think them to be, even if their owner Roy back home in the Empyrean is quite different. The Gestalt dreams help me get by. They inspire me, and they remind me that the Asgarthans are trying to find the source of the tumult, and that they are trying to stop it. It is a worthy and insane goal, and it has caught my heart on fire. I am an alterer, and now an exalt that specializes in place. I fold thoughts into a place which will stick to people that spend time there. I will find places with harmful ideas hidden, or not so hidden, within them, and I will excise those ideas. This world is a place. It is a place of many places, but it is a place. I'm under no illusion that I will be able to fix it on my own, but I can do two things. 1. I can do what I can from where I am with what I have. An individual is not capable of truly great things on their own, but they are capable of good things on their own. 2. I can find others trying to do good things and join them. Maybe we will not solve the world's problem, even together, but we can make things meaningfully better. So I seek Asgartha, and on my way I will do what I can for the places I cross. And maybe the lantern thoughts I leave behind will light the way for others to follow more safely and more surely. And maybe one day my brothers and my sister will meet Asgarthans on this path. Pilgrim is stirring. There is another tumult wave incoming, and even I can feel it. It's going to be big. I hope it doesn't turn the ground into a million snapping jaws of women's teeth again. That was a nightmare. This felt good, though. I may be speaking into an empty road on the other side, or my voice may find a villain. I may be the laughing stock to all Oneroi who tune in and listen. Of course, the more likely case is that it does not make it across at all. The more likely case is that I am speaking to a wall. But it feels good, and there's a chance that I am heard. So I think I'll keep on going. I'll keep on with the words, even if all I'm doing is speaking to the birds. Thanks for listening to Nap It. If you would like to engage with others on this episode or participate in altered events such as deck building contests, tournaments, or our very own Kalan May, consider joining the Pilgrim's Nest Discord, linked in the show notes. If you liked this episode, please share it with the first person you think of when I say the word gingerbread sneeze, or with whoever. Script, performance, and audio engineering by Justin Hicks. Produced by Justin Hicks. Special thanks to Yoshiaki Mamura, Altered's lore master, and to Equinox for bringing Altered TCG across the veil and into our world. And an extra special thanks to you for listening.